first.
Abiko, no gas, or the Mowa. My woman after only after the magic you will. Come on, change the Wario. Only the that are popular, because of phone. And then the I don't everything that they could do the container. More you jack out of the more possible. Stand down on evening. So now I bet that I can now. What is the other simple? You know, where for my seas. What do I for an hour? My family, I see that I come together after a little bit. So you know, I do, I think what being. What can I talk about 2024? I don't much
Okay, thank you for your thoughts. Someone else is here. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Press Review.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Oh, what a the analyst. Your resident analyst. Really.
Good morning. By popular demand.
Yeah, I remember that from the very first day, this thing, it's like I was thinking aloud. I could not possibly find any reason, reasonable one at that makes somebody to do this thing. Sometimes we forget that this place we are is not an end, it's just a means to an end. But we are all dead of passage. That there's karma. And if you throw a ball on the wall, it definitely will come back to you. At the end of the day, we are going to report to somebody. What are you going to tell him? And when you ain't cheating, you know, no one. I've seen something is that could make somebody to commit that atrocity. So we leave it to God. And only open a malokwa that no will ever eat, no will ever energy. Good morning and God bless Anambra State.
Bless Mwatapwaka too. Okay, back to the analysts in the studio. Let's share your thoughts on the headlines from absradiotv.com before we move over to the national dailies. Wakibia, you can take it from there. Any of the comments, headlines in ABS?
Okay, actually, you would expect me to talk about security launch in Israel community being my community. And when they tell someone to do the sign of the cross, first of all, that starts from your own face. So that is a welcome development from that community, because this is the song of the state government currently. This is the direction of the state government in trying to maintain peace and make sure this place is livable and prosperous. So it's a wonderful one from Eziago Town Union, who has launched that security outfit in accordance with the trending force Udogachi's ideals. The PG of the town, Barrister Chukwuma Obi, and the Igwe of the community, Igwe Bernard Emejue Ebubago, one of Eziago. It's a nice one, to the extent they launched, opened up about 19 security gates, and bought vehicles, bought motorcycles, and pump action guns for the town security outfit to be able to do their work both effectively and efficiently. So it's a nice one coming from them. I wish all other communities will toe the same line in making sure security is top-notch within the communities, because for me, if the communities are safe, then the state is safe. It's a nice one.
Yeah. Okay, what about, are you chipping in anything on the Solution Fund City project, or nearing completion as posited by the Commissioner for Entertainment, Culture, Entertainment and Tourism?
Yeah, Don Onyenji.
Yes.
Okay, the issue is that Mr. Governor has actually demonstrated that he's a balanced governor. He is not only facing the construction, infrastructure like road constructions and education. he found out that all works and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So if you don't play, I wonder, sometimes to give yourself sometimes to relax and enjoy yourself. And Solution Fund City, when completed or nearing completion, will be the biggest in West Africa. And Soludo does not, Governor Soludo does not go for the medium when he has the best or the largest or the biggest before him. So it's a welcome development in Anambra. When I was in Enugu attending my school, sometimes we go to ShopRite. You see myself enjoying all those fun gadgets that are scattered everywhere in a ShopRite in Enugu. When I go to Abuja, the same. When I go to others, but when I come back to Anambra, I find myself only enjoying myself with bottles of beer at the Club Street. It is entering. Nowhere to enjoy myself away from bottles of beer and some smoothies. So I think Mr. Governor has actually got it very, very well.
Yeah.
He's on point in that.
Because variety is the spice of life.
No.
And the choice is useless where there's nothing to choose from.
Exactly. So Mr. Governor got that one.
Okay.
It's a welcome development.
All right. Canals.
Yeah. Charity, they say, always starts. So I want to, say some kind of condolence to former police officer Onishonyechi, who was laid to rest. It's one man when we were growing up, I heard his name is Onisha. I said, Onisha. And then I saw his spelled on the billboard, and it's quite different from the Onisha that I know. I said, that's good. So he has been an erudite lawyer in Oka, and one of our sons that was a renowned prosecutor when he was in service. I was laid to rest last Saturday or last Friday.
Amen.
So some condolences to the family. Another one is about the women celebrating their day. We talked about the achievement of His Excellency. So let us talk about Her Excellency too.
Yeah.
Who was all over the places, ensuring that women celebrated their day and giving them wonderful encouragement. And there's something I found out most lately, that women are so interested in these one man, two skills. The women are really there trying to catch up, probably trying to, when we talk of entrepreneurship and empowerment, it is like a man's world. But today, I can see that women are full into acquiring skills too.
Yeah.
We was in a kitchen with them.
The society is dynamic.
Yes, thank you.
They are bracing for the dynamics of the present day society.
I think Ugobenaja will like this too.
Yes, the ball is in your court. We're talking about women now. So, what's your take on women acquiring skills?
Well, for a very long time, women have always told the part of acquiring skills from time immemorial. So it's not new. And
why not Anambra River?
Well, I think the thing now with men coming to taking skills, men also take skills, but not in the light of what we're seeing today.
Yeah.
So it's a welcome development. Everyone should have at least one or two skills they know how to do, even if it's not fetching you money, right? But at least you know how to do it.
Yes.
And as a woman, you should not only go for those soft skills that are known to be feminine, you can as well go above and beyond to acquire skills that are not even looked like as a feminine kind of skill. You can go aboard tech, solar panel assembling, carpentry, or everything that is skillful and can earn you a good, comfortable living. You should go for it.
Yeah.
There's no barrier. There's no disparity in skill acquisition.
Yeah.
It's open for both male and female. Anyone you choose, even if it's male dominated, go there and make a mark. as a female. And the 1U2 skill, we find out that we have many females indulging in the 1U2 skills because I don't know when we
when we were in the construction industry, we found out that when you see an engineer, we think an engineer is all about mechanical this, mechanical that. But you find out that after some time, you see him at the carpentry level. Yeah. He is doing the carpentry work. He said, so I said, Nando Italians will jack of all trades. So we are not seeing it that way. We are seeing it as
they master though.
I don't really know. But they do master all because when you see the work they do, an engineer, you see some even welding. You saw somebody who is in carpentry department. The next day is a welder. You see him handling the welding gun and the rest of them. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that when you do the two-scale thing, it is an opportunity to have a variety of choices of how to work.
And equip yourself too for that tomorrow. I was highly impressed the other day. I was coming into ABS. I saw a lady, on the wheels. That's this popular. Is it Onuazu? That commuter bus. Yeah, she's driving, loading.
There are plenty of them in Lagos like that.
I saw some riding keke. I saw some in shuttle buses. So it's just spreading. And
but the long school buses you see in America is more especially driven by women. More school buses, so which like no trailer. No, women are even driving trailers. I've seen them on on the highway trucking.
Have you seen one? Have you seen a woman
trucking?
Driving trailer?
On several occasions, when you go to Abuja and some of these mega cities, you will know that women are no more taking it lightly.
Yes, so even the Uber team are women too. They are they are doing a lot of work.
We are just
no, it's not about competition.
But what a man can do, a woman can do.
Say it now.
One can also do.
We'll get better
claim it.
Women are not competing.
You are not competing with
rather, they are just acquiring skills for better living.
Complementing
no competition.
I disagree about women continue to talk about affirmative action. They want
life itself is competition.
Yes,
the hustle for scarce resources is competition.
Yes, so women should compete. They are women.
Right.
Cool. All right, let's move over to the national dailies, kick-starting with Punch. Petrol imports jump 105% to 15 trillion naira. That's a report from a National Bureau of Statistics. And then a system glitch, U.S. Embassy to reschedule visa interviews. Saraki Serap tackle Akpabio over Natasha's suspension. South-South Congress deepens PDP crisis as National Working Committee Wike camp clash. Budget ultimatum. Pro-Wike lawmakers give condition to meet Fubara. Lawmakers allege improper letter service. Asleku government chairman mock governor. And then 4,101 convictions secured, over 364.5 billion naira recovered in 2024. That's a report credited to EFCC. El-Rufai made Saribweshola Bakari as ex-governor deepens consultation. Diphtheria, Lagos meets WHO NCDC over outbreak in school. Man flees as girlfriend found dead in Lagos apartment. And finally from Punch, FG under fire over plans to import Europe West.
From Vanguard, we have Aboti Udoran suspension. Saraki Serap disagree with Akpabio. Hardship, insecurity worsening in Nigeria coming from Catholic bishops. EFCC secures 4,111 convictions, biggest asset recovery in 2024. Rivers suspends as Fubara summons pro-Wike lawmakers for peace talks. Still on Vanguard, on the banner headline, Paradise Lost, how Unity Schools crashed from glory to dishonor. And the writer says schools lack basic facilities, classrooms, hostels overcrowded. Outbreak of diphtheria hits King's College. PTA teachers earn 40,000 naira monthly. Principals, parents fight over PTA levy. We defecate in the bush, coming from students. Parents, old students lament rot will restore their lost glory, coming from Minister. At 99, all I want for Nigeria is unity, good governance, coming from Tanko Yakasai. And still on Vanguard, I am building businesses that prioritize humanity, coming from Asiwaju Prince Olatunji Olusoji. These are the trending stories from Vanguard.
And from Nigerian Tribune, Fubara invites Amaule, 26 other lawmakers for meeting over Supreme Court judgment. Our World Foundation webinar, Africa Experiencing Complex Evolving Challenges, Must Take Destiny in Own Hands. That's from the speakers. You can read the communique on page 8 of today's Tribune. Natasha Saraki cautions Babio, advises him not to politicize trivialized call for due process in Senate. Rescind suspension of Kogi lawmaker or face legal action. Serap tells Akpabio, in 15 years, all lawmakers suspended by National Assembly, state assemblies reinstated by courts. That's from Falana. Transcorp Group records 107% revenue growth in 2024. PBT rises by 132%. Importers to pay more as shipping companies increase charges. Monetary recoveries funding Nigeria's education loan. That's from EFCC. PDP to hold South, Southwest, North Central Zonal Congresses April 12. Catholic bishops decry worsening security, economic hardship. Abacha family rejects Babangida's claim on June 12 annulment. And finally, 15 killed in Benue communities.
And from Daily Trust, community leaders, bandits work out peace deal in Katsina local governments. General Sigar's abduction reminder of alarming insecurity in North, coming from ACF. Rivers lawmaker dismisses Fubara's invitation. In the banner headline of Daily Trust, 2027, Tinubu's re-election campaign kicks off in North. Writers say El-Rufai meets Ariboshola Bakare in Lagos, Atiku in Abuja. President's son intensifies Ramadan visits. Stop tarnishing Abacha's image over June 12, family tells IBB. How Kwara Miyetti Allah leader was killed. And finally from Daily Trust, kidnappers feed us with Gary, freed Benue University students.
Okay, from The Guardian, before we get back to the analysts, Abacha's family debunks Babangida's claims, says IBB annulled June 12 poll. Concerns over delayed implementation of Orasonya panel report. Worries as EFCC recovers 1 trillion naira stolen cash assets from politicians. Others, manufacturers raise alarm over fresh hike in FRCN dues, real sector collapse. Stop establishing new universities without funding plan. Don't tells federal government. Fubara to meet with pro-weak lawmakers amid political uncertainties in Rivers. Catholic bishops declare worsening economy, insecurity, correctional centers. Anambra PDP splinter group ex-ABGA members, they come to NRM. Okay, these are the trending ones. Back to the analysts. You can comment on any of the headlines or possibly all of them, because we got too many to talk about, especially the rivers of political turmoil, you know.
Okay, starting from the Senate.
Yeah.
You know, where they say Saraki cautions Akpabio on issues concerning Natasha and the Senate. You see, one of the things I like in this life is that when you leave power, you try as much as possible to distance yourself from power. Saraki is actually making those calls because Natasha is from North Central. So it has entered brotherly and sisterly affairs. And he said Akpabio should address calls that is making to him probably that is abusing the powers of the Senate president. But I would have, liked it if it is a pure person that is saying this. I was in the House of Reps during the reign of Abacha and our brother Ike Ekweremadu.
Yeah.
Saraki never really acted on the projections he's making about Akpabio. Saraki will always go to the Code of Conduct Tribunal with senators. He will be shutting everything down and be taking all the senators to Code of Conduct Tribunal, against the business of the Senate. Saraki suspended Alin Dume and Omo Agege without giving them chance to express themselves. So I think when we are caught up with the sentiment and bias of nepotism, we sometimes trace back if we have actually lived the life we are expecting others to live. I think Saraki should, shouldn't be the person addressing Akpabio in that sense. Meanwhile, I also believe somehow that Akpabio should give, if the calls are bigger, we are in democracy. He should then hearken to the voice of the majority.
Okay, what about Falana is saying that in 15 years, all lawmakers suspended by National Assembly, state assemblies were reinstated by courts, and then we'll still have rescind suspension of a Kogi lawmaker or face legal action. That's coming from Serap now. So, Karayos, you can take it from there.
You see, what happens in our Senate is laughable, in the sense that we have left serious business of the day, that Nigerians are suffering, Nigerians are going through hell, and we went on to legislate on frivolities and amorous approaches by our senators who cannot zip up their pants. So I really felt bad, because the moment Clinton and Monica Lewinsky came up with such incident in the U.S., you saw how the whole thing went, and he has to apologize. He has to tell the American people that he is wrong. And now look at what is happening in our Senate. We have a whole lot of problems in this country. Every aspect of this country is a very problematic area, and yet our senators, because they live large, because they have all the money in the world, because they are paid, they are not talking of people who are not paid, they are not talking of our coppers who came out of school trying to manage the meager whatever. Nothing is happening. Look at our unity schools. Look at our unity schools. We are talking about our unity schools. We are talking about the rot in this country, and they've not been able to sit down, legislate on it, and come up with solution. Only to talk about a phone call between woman and man, and it happens to be. I have said it earlier. Pablo, you must live above board, whether you like it or not.
Like Caesar's wife.
Yes, yes. He is the chairman of this our National Assembly. I think. You see, one thing is this: until we learn properly from where we copied this thing, the Senate president in America is the vice president of the country. Yeah, and he's the number 2 man, he's the number 3 man. This idea of bringing Senate president, so you make the Congress more strong. You see, when American Congress sits and decides issues, you know that a decision was taken from erudite legislators, and not, people who come from all, when they find their way in our National Assembly, it's not because they have the merit. No, it is because, they cut one corner or the other and get into that place, and then they don't know what is the legislative function of a representative. A parliamentarian should be looked upon as a role model. And look at what Natasha Akpabio. Tomorrow he will be somebody else and somebody else, all in our National Assembly, and we are listening. He has taken us the whole 3 weeks now talking of Akpabio and Natasha, and we have left the business of the day in this country. Our naira is not strong. Nothing is happening. Everything is. People are hungry. I'm talking about hunger in this country, and now our senators who feed fat. Because every 30 days, the millions, flows into their bank account, and they are not worried. When you go to National Assembly and see the way the affluence of National Assembly, you don't find it in Capitol. You don't. So
okay, let's welcome this caller.
Go ahead.
I end there back. So that will balance up.
Heartbeat of the East.
Champions.
Good morning to you all.
Good
The Heartbeat
morning.
of the East.
Back for you.
This is the voice of JC Akwobi. I'm wishing this morning from my hometown. Umafolo Gidiomase, numero Kevo.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes, there is a popular adage that said that before you kiss the queen, that you must look around to be sure that the king is not around. Akwadio never adhered to this. Possibly, he don't know about this adage. That is why over the weeks now, our social medias and our have been talking about Akwadio and Natasha. What are we to hear? That our national televisions and both printing media, and this is what we have been discussing in the country where people are dying of hunger, in the country where insecurity is ravaging all the part of the country, in the country where electricity, there is no light, there is no accessible road, there is no water, healthy water to drink. It is a big shame. Because if this cannot happen, over there, the people we look at, we learn from. Akwadio would have resigned by now and go home to think about his life. What we are talking about in the National Assembly is a girlfriend issue, not girlfriend issue, to sleep or not to sleep, to approach, to come and enjoy, not to come and enjoy. Because of our comfortability, because of the kind of the money they lavish and the bezel at the center. That is why they don't care the plight of the average Nigerians.
All right, begin to conclude, please. Yeah, you've made your point. All right, thank you for your contribution. Anybody there? Okay, somebody is there. Okay, just before you come, somebody is there. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning. Your name and location.
Good morning, people in the studio.
You're welcome.
Jonathan Onyema, I come from Okunkaina, I remember south of Anambra State.
Okay, Jonathan, welcome
Jonathan.
to Press.
Thank you. This Akwadio and Natasha issue is a shameful story. I remember, I hear somebody from the studio say that the Senate president is vice president of the country. And now look at what is happening. Somebody you have to control. Then you ask that person for love making, and because she did not allow you to do whatever you want to do with her, and then you start doing it anyhow with that person. It's a shameful something. And it's somebody like Akwadio I knew. Akwadio made a landmark when he was the governor of his state. And now he's messing up because maybe he thought he is.
All right, thank you.
For me, if he will read the handwriting on the wall, let him address himself properly and apologize to the nation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Okay, we have some messages on Facebook. Anthony Mera, Otuto Mwende Anambra, watching from Zamfara State. And then we also have Namdi Zimora, watching from Akwi town in Neo South. Yes, you are doing well. That's the message from here. Okay, we have 2 more papers left, or 2 more national dailies, and that's about that's from okay, Daily Trust. We've done Daily Trust, and okay, Daily Independent. Just 1 point left there. Taxes have rendered 70,000 naira minimum wage useless. That's a statement credited to Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Moving on to the remaining national daily. That's from the Daily Times. Right?
Yeah.
From Daily Times. On the banner headline, that's on the banner headline though. Moving on, only IBB responsible for June 12 annulment actions. Only IBB responsible for June 12 annulment actions of his government. Right, this is coming from Abacha's family.
Yeah.
Rivers crisis. Ubara invites Amewele's led lawmakers to meeting today. As Sanuslam's government over 50 billion naira on paid earned allowances over taxation. PDP National Working Committee dashes hope, postpones NEC to May 15. Police rescue 2 kidnapped NDDC staff in Bayelsa Forest after 3 days. That's all from the Daily Times.
Okay, back to the analysts. Okay, let's take this call and get back to the analysts. Okay? You can call us back, please. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Roy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Master.
Dalo.
Because we actually the mother and Latino, if I the Fulani Nema Benue State. From Bogo said, it's more careful. And that I'm cutting on seriously, Makana. India conquer Benue State, Enugu State, and Anambra State will be the next target. That's what the simple truth. So, this thing must be put to end. Fulani came in Benue State every time, and then what Yaman news, and again, and I handle out the key glove. Please let this thing be seriously tackled. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's now move over to Rivers and Wakibie.
All right.
I don't know where we
No problem.
taking us to now.
Wherever we start, we'll start from there.
Oh, yes.
The issue is that I am happy with the development in Rivers State.
Okay.
In Igbo parlance, they say, Ebu Wosia, Acheko. I am happy that there are avenues that are being brought out for peace.
Yes.
Rivers State is so strategic to the development of the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria because of what they have. And they need to have peace for us to move ahead. But what I want to say is that Fubara as well should stop driving with the handbrake on. See, if you want to invite people who are already public in the public space, people who are already sensitive about how things has moved, you give them proper invitation. You don't invite them as if you are, it is a disdainful invitation. No. You have to invite them properly. You don't invite them through the social media. So I think Fubara, if he really wants to invite them, he should invite them properly and be ready for peace. This thing has dragged. It will actually affect him. At the end of the day, history will not remember so much about the distractions he's having. But history will remember what he has not done as a governor in his first term as a Rivers State governor. So I think he should just sometimes so let him just embrace the process, knowing that a lot of factors are there that are beyond his control. And Wike's group should also know that and know that our people used to say that if you scatter your own mat, you will not come and sleep in my own.
No.
You are not to sleep on your own. So I don't like the fact that people are seeing them as dragging River State back and behind. That is it. Then I'll say that there is another place I want to touch, as time is ticking. You see, Babangida should stop blaming the dead. IBB was the president during the annulment. Gentlemen, am I wrong?
Of course he is. He was.
Yes, he was the president. He should own up to what happened in his tenure. Dead men tell no tales. The possibility to win arise up to 99%. Yeah. So if that happens in that way, you have to take responsibility of what happened in your era. He is the only person concerned with the annulment of June 12th. I like the way he's trying to talk, at least, because it's better late than never. But in some areas, he should own up. He should not be playing blame game. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, Okashunarana Pankuyo. Pankuyo is not going to help this country. Since Babangida in past said he was responsible because the buck stops on his table. Otherwise, Abacha did not ask us not to, stop the announcement of who won that election. It was Babangida. It was Babangida that made one promotion. They arrested him and took him to wherever they sequestered him. They imprisoned him. Democracy. That was the best adjudged election in this country. Election as we see today, no vehicles is moving anywhere, nobody's going to work. As at 2 o'clock of that day, election was completed and people were going back to their various works. And today, look at the way what election, every election, what it costs us. On daily basis, Nigeria will grind to a halt, and security personnel all over the places. Yeah. And eventually they missed Nigeria. They brought Nigeria back to where we are today, thinking that they were actually, because they were the army boys. Abacha, yes, was with you, but you were the person taking the decision. You were Babangida announcing, and they said for some time you have been involved in several coups, both democratically elected government, you dethrone them, and then become the president eventually. So now that you have seen that the nemesis of that annulment, that's the nemesis, is now hitting on all of us. Whether he likes it or not, it is not helping anybody. Then I go to River State. When you are holding somebody, you are fighting, you are holding him on the ground.
Don't you think Fubara has even done the needful by inviting
them to every other person, including my humble self, will do something like Fubara. You cannot, after electing me, and start trying to teach me how to become governor, how to do this. Wike was governor for 8 years. You see, so and I heard that they say they were jubilating that what God cannot do does not exist. What God cannot do where you are on the ground, when your state is not functioning, when they listen, Fubara, like a good boy, should know that the river people need some peace, and then if he will have some, good heart, let him take up everything. He has been abused. If I am the governor, I am treated the way Wike has treated him. He was abused as a governor. He has all the powers.
And he has said repeatedly that the worst that could happen is for him to vacate office.
No.
That he's ready to...
Listen, the river guys, the people, the job people who have not tested this government for the first time said no. They are part of the job guys. And the Joint Youth Council has said no, we are not going back. And they should not try to remove Fubara. Otherwise, you see, like he rightly said, that River State is very critical to the Nigerian economy.
Yeah.
We will see the militant again. You think that, look at the Okubo, blowing hot and cold. They are trying to create job for these people who are non-state actors that has been lying low. They are trying to create job for them. So we should be very careful.
And then for the Supreme Court, all these judgments, do we have a kind of selective
not selective
in this country?
It is a pity.
It will come from here today in favor of this person,
our judiciary
in favor of another person.
Like
the same court of competent jurisdiction.
Our judiciary is driving with the handbrake on. Our judiciary is driving with the handbrake on. Reason is that the kind of judgmental somersault, tomorrow you will do the other thing. Why? Look, let them. I think I have a book called Decisions in America. These are decisions that are made by court, and when you look at it, you say these are erudite decisions made by erudite judges. And not tomorrow you do this way, the next day you do the other way, and then you call yourself an impeccable justice of
Okay, let's hope that someday, sometime in the nearby future, we'll begin to have erudite decisions by erudite men.
That day should be quick.
Okay, so let it be tomorrow. So we want to thank you for Rotaria. Thanks for joining us on Press Review.
Thank you very much for having me this Monday morning.
And also to Obina Uncle, thank you so much, Obina Orumba, for joining us on Press Review this morning.
Uge Benaja and Roy, thank you very much. And our dear listeners on ABS, keep listening to ABS. I tell you every day.
Oh, I like that.
My appeal to the Commissioner for Utility: lights are no longer on Chick Avenue. I think those solar lights are old.
Yes, we will have an opportunity to mega arrest in the UK.
All right, let's meet again on Anambra shortly from now. I will be talking about the noise, the pollution, the ban in Anambra, and please do well to join us so that you know all you need to know about that and what to do to make Anambra even greater, because we are great already.
And my name is Uche Chukwu Ebonam. Stay with us.